Okay, so we're looking at the G box here, and you can see the bottom string shape is G, although it doesn't contain the fifth. Okay, because it's not necessarily the key of C. It's the G-shaped box, whatever the key is. So the G-shaped box has the string shape 6/7 root on the bottom. Okay, now for argument's sake, I can play it in C here, but actually I could play it most of it. And by the way, the G box actually extends one. Let's see how we're going to do this. I'm going to move this over here. The G box is actually bigger than we think it is. It's got the Lone Wolf 7 over here. Lone Wolf 7. Now you can't get that from the open G. All right. Unless I magically remove the fret nut, then we can get that F sharp. So that would be up there, would be that E shape, 7 root 2. So notice the E shape doesn't have the root there, but it does. The E shape owns the root, whatever the root is. It's just the root isn't E right there unless the E shape is on the bottom and the top. When the E shape's on the bottom and the top, as it is over here, then E is the root. So G always takes on the 6/7, the G string shape always takes on 6/7 root. So it's right here. G string shape, 6/7 root. So this E would be the low note. If we have ourselves a fret nut, we're going to put it there. Okay, we cannot play this. This cannot be played. Oh, it's got the little, if we're doing a line, it went into what line is right. Okay, so it's 6/7 root. That's your G and pentatonicism. The G-shaped chord. I sound like I'm in elementary school. That would sound pretty good if I was 14 years old, right? So that's a little background on that subject. Let's move along and keep it interesting. So that's why the G shape is 6/7 root. The G shape's always 6/7 root. Okay, so we've got our 5 shapes. C shape's always going to be 3, 4, 5, regardless of the key, whatever the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th is. If we have the key of C sharp or D flat, here's C, here's D flat. So the 3rd of D flat is going to be F, the 4th is F sharp or D flat, and the 5th is A flat. So, you know, no matter what, all of the keys have their own little groups of the C shape, 3, 4, 5, and then the G shape would be 6/7 root back up to D flat. Which, by the way, I love playing in D flat. I might have messed that up a little bit. That might have been, I think I did a little something in A flat there with the G natural. So you have to be careful. It's a little awkward to play from here and doing the computer. So now, what we've got here is the S3L, is the D shape, the A shape, and the E shape. Does it sound a little easier now? Okay, and remember, we're going over a note, but what gives the S3L I guess its backbone is the S3S right here. Stack of 3 short, and that's your basic little stack of notes that you can play starting from the second. So if you start from a D, I have a D down here. Actually, it would sound better if I went up to the F there. But this is the little stack of 3 notes. We only have it with the G, and we have it with the D. Okay, we have it with the G, and we have it with the D. Now with the G, it starts, I guess, the deal is with the G, hang on. With the G now, we start on the 6th, so then we go into it on 2, 3, 4. So it's the same, it's the actual same box, only with G we'll be starting on the 6th and then going into it. So it's 6, root, and then 2, 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2. In D, it's right off the bottom string, 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2. So that's our little S3S. And when you add the 4th and the 7th, it takes on this shape and then continues stacking with the S2L, stack of 2 long, from 3, 4, 5, half step between the 3rd and the 4th, the 5th, 6th, and here's your shapes. So the shape for the S2L is C and G. The shape for the S3L is D, A, and E. So you see how that works? D, A, and E leads right into C and G again, leads right into D, A, and E again. Just keep going around the circle, right? Each one of the shapes is a string. That's why I call them string shapes. So you're going to have one repeat. You start on G. This is G down here. You go G, D, A, E, C, G. G, D, A, E, C, G. That's 6 strings right there. Okay, starting from that D. D, you go D, A, E, C, G, D. D, A, E, C, G, D. There's the 6 strings. By the way, there's a heat wave. There's a heat wave going on. It's already 77 and it's only 10 in the morning. It's supposed to go up to 90. It gets really, really hot. So stay cool out there. But it's nice in the morning, so I'm getting this done. Now this little diagram over here, you know this is caged over here. C-A-G-E-D, and I forgot to mention, I jump around a lot, but I'm sorry about that. It's C-A-G-E-D, C-A-G-E-D. So a good way to count in fifths is just use the caged word and do every other letter. So C, skip A, G, skip E, D, skip C, A, skip G, E, skip D, C. C, skip A, G, skip E, D, skip C, A, skip G, E, skip D, C. Same thing. I just went around twice here. Isn't that funny how it works out? This is why this stuff's fun and I like to do it. Now, I don't like to always talk about something that's not on topic, but hey, somebody might be looking at this and say, what's this? Somebody might be looking at this diagram and say, what's this? Same thing. It's caged if you see the C-A-G-E-D. But now it's showing what notes are shared between each of the string shapes. So between C and A shape, let's see if we can get that. Between the C and the A shape, all right, we've got C and A right there.